Morning and welcome to the Langley Park Multi-Services Center at the La Union Mall. We are very excited about today's ribbon cutting, and we're excited about opening this location. I want to let you know that this center will provide services for Langley Park, East Riverdale, and Bladensburg and surrounding communities. Of course, I'll always add that anyone can get services here, but it specifically was thought of in the inception to service Langley Park, Riverdale, and East Riverdale and Bladensburg communities. So that we won't keep you a lot longer, I'm going to let you know that our Councilman Will Campos is here with us today. And we have a few speakers, of course, our county executive. I'm going to thank you for coming out on such a beautiful day because we are doing a ribbon cutting and we are providing services in the community. So it is absolutely not raining. It is sunshiny in here. Thank you so much. I'm going to introduce now. Oh, I have to let you know that the three directors of Health and Human Services, Health and Human Services, I don't even know how to say anything after that. We're a sisterhood here. And we have Director of Social Services, Gloria Brown. We have the Director of the Department of Family Services, Teresa Grant. And I'm the Director of the Health Department, Pam Kriegmer. So now I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Betty Francis, the Deputy Chief Administrative Officer for Health, Human Services, and Education. Thank you.
Thank you, Pam. Good morning, everybody. It may be raining outside, but the sun is shining in here because we are here at the Langley Park Multi-Service Center, something that we've been dreaming of for the last 2 years, and the community's probably been dreaming of for long before that. I'm Betty Francis, and I'm Deputy Chief Administrative Officer, and I work for our County Executive, Rashern L. Baker. And we are here because of Mr. Baker's concept and program, his signature program of Transforming Neighborhood Initiative. This is a direct result of Transforming Neighborhood Initiative work. The teamwork that went into this development of this site is nothing short of amazing. I would like to give another round of applause to the directors of the Health Department, Department of Social Services, and Department of Family Services, Pam Kriegmer, Gloria Brown, and Teresa Grant, who, once we listened to the community as to what was needed here in Langley Park, put their heads together, put their resources together, and we all collectively made the decision that we were going to put this multi-service center here in Langley Park. And it is the first of 3 that will be in Prince George's County as a result of the Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative. In this particular multi-service center, which really we got the entire idea about this from our community. We talked to the nonprofit organizations who work in Langley Park, and we talked to the young people who live in Langley Park. And the young people and the nonprofit organizations told us the story about what was needed in terms of county government services and other community-related services. And so what we are putting here, what is here right now, to serve the community of Langley Park and also the T&I communities of Bladensburg and Riverdale. The Health Department has a youth and community services program which really is directed toward substance abuse in the family. We also have a Quick Start program for screenings and resources for pregnant women, because one of the things that we are so devoted to in this administration as under County Executive Baker is to reduce the level of infant mortality in Prince George's County. And the services here will help that. It's already turning around. I have to put that in there. Our Department of Social Services will be located here in this building, and they will provide benefits applications for Medicaid, food stamps, temporary cash assistance, crisis intervention services if people and families need them, and case status reviews as the community may need them. Our Department of Family Services will be providing domestic violence counseling and referrals. This is very important. In this particular community, we know that violence in the family occurs for a number of reasons, but we also know that the survivors of that violence are very reluctant to report to the police what's going on in their family for a number of reasons, not the least of which are immigration concerns. So we want everyone to feel very, very safe and comfortable to come here with their issues, and we will work with you to resolve them. Our Department of Family Services will also be working with children in need of supervision, doing some case management from this office. This is a very important new initiative that we have in the Baker administration. We're going to have from the Economic Development Corporation job coaching, some job training, employment search assistance, and we're going to be providing some assistance to small businesses to the extent that we can do that. We are hoping that the family division of the court will be in this center for 1 or 2 days as well, to provide actually bilingual assistance with cases, custody cases, and other family-related cases. We may have the immigration attorney may be working out of this office, and others. Our Latino liaison will be working here. Denora, are you here? Okay. So Denora will be here a number of days of the week. I see that one of our T&I partners is arriving, Principal James Richardson from Buck Lodge Middle School. Let's give Mr. Richardson a hand. We had clean up, green up over the weekend, and he had 125 of his students working on the weekend. And they did a lot of great work at Buck Lodge. And one of the things that you can't see it now, but it's coming, is a wonderful mural that is going to be on the wall that I'm facing. And it is designed and will be painted by the students at the Buck Lodge Middle School. So we are just so looking for, I'm sorry. The student is here. Is she here? The artist. Is our artist here? Can you come up here? Can you come forward? Okay, you coming forward? Tell us your name, please. Jenny? Jenny, can you show your artwork, please? Isn't that wonderful? Thank you, Jenny, so much. In closing, I wanted to say that the center will be open Monday through Thursday from 8 a.m. to 7:30, and on Fridays from 8 a.m. to 6. But Pam Creekman reminds me that we may be open till 10 o'clock on some nights because of the services that will be provided. Services will be seamless. They'll be integrated. We are just here to serve. We have bilingual staff, and we couldn't be happier about getting this started. Before I close, I'd like everybody on the Langley Park T&I team to raise your hand, say something so everybody knows who's all here from Langley Park T&I. We have a great T&I team, and I thank you all so much for coming today. Now I think it's my job to introduce one member of our team, and that is Melanie Isis, who represents the Langley Tacoma Park CDA.
Well, good morning, everyone. I'm pleased to recognize the significant accomplishments of the Langley Park T&I at the opening of the Prince George's County's new multi-service center here at La Union. I'm the executive director of the Tacoma Langley Crossroads Development Authority, which is a 27-year-old business association representing about 135 businesses on the Tacoma side of the Crossroads. 2 years ago, I attended the first meeting of Langley Park Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative at CASA, one of a number of community stakeholders invited to give input on Langley Park's needs. The crowded room was filled with county staff from every agency, each one listening and taking notes. Deputy Chief Administrative Officer Betty Hager-Francis led the meeting as the lead on Langley Park T&I. She asked questions, summarized points, generated discussion, and guided the conversation. She was enthusiastic, encouraging, with a can-do attitude. I began to think that changes might be coming to Langley Park at last. After that initial meeting, T&I Langley Park was launched with monthly meetings at the community center that attracted a growing number of participants each time. Elementary school principals, middle school and high school principals, GW University faculty, University of Maryland representatives, nonprofit health, immigrant services, youth services, recreation, apartment property managers, county police and fire, and many others from the area. It was inspiring to attend the meetings, to hear presentations by experts about the conditions in Langley Park, and then to learn about the programs and services to improve them. Eventually, working groups were formed and strategic plans were developed. The CDA was fully committed to the goals of T&I. The accomplishments of 2 short years are impressive. Seasonal cleanup green-up days, a teen summit, a back-to-school jam, community town hall meetings, major progress in code inspections and enforcement, solid waste removal, streetlight and sidewalk repairs, after-school programs, a youth athletic league, in-school parent resource coordinators, SEPTED training, and 2 major grant applications submitted and approved by the Maryland Department of Housing and Community Development. One will improve pedestrian connections and conditions. The other designates Langley Park as a sustainable community, which makes it eligible for numerous state-funded revitalization and reinvestment programs. The CDA supported both applications and has contributed $10,000 in kind for a banner sponsorship program for Langley Park. This new multi-service center is another major accomplishment, an idea discussed the first year of T&I. There was already a small HHS office in La Union, but it didn't offer the other badly needed services, such as job search and job readiness training, substance abuse and domestic violence counseling. Langley Park residents had to drive to Laurel, Beltsville, Landover, or College Park to obtain these services, and many didn't own a car. Lack of services and community assets are characteristics of T&I communities, and Prince George's County's initiative was about creating assets to make these communities healthier, more desirable places for the residents. T&I Langley Park identified the funding to expand the county center, creating a new place that will serve multiple needs and audiences, old and young, English and non-English speaking, citizens and non-citizens, men and women, in just 2 years. I commend Prince George's County for opening the multi-service center today and for its leadership and progress in T&I Langley Park. Thank you.
Good morning, everybody. Buenos dias. Good morning. Mr. Executive, thank you so much. Let's give him another round of applause, as well as for Betty Hager-Francis. Folks, I'm going to give you a quick history on this. This has been an initiative of the new administration under Rashawn Baker, but this has been a long time in the making. And in the wishing, that's actually the proper word. Over 12 years ago, I think Bill Hanna will be one of the few people that remembers this. Park and Planning did a needs assessment study for this immediate region, calling for exactly what we have here today, a multi-service center for the community here because of the needs in Langley Park. This was done over 12 years ago, 10 years ago, in the making, what was called the Mother Teresa Center. Anybody remember that? Raise your hand if you remember the Mother Teresa Center. It was exactly what we're talking about. It's a multi-service center. This was, in addition to government services, it had nonprofit information, all different partnerships that were going to come to basically meet the needs of all kinds of needs: social, health, education, recreational, here in Langley Park. Unfortunately, that project went under for property legal reasons. Let's put it that way. I mean, but that was 10 years ago. Since then, through every single year in committees, whether it was one director or another, always lobbying for a clinic here in Prince George's County, always lobbying for something here within the immediate region. We actually had we actually did have a health department satellite office right upstairs. It was the health department, right? But you couldn't see it. Not only could you not see it, it was way back this way, up the second floor. I mean, it literally was a maze for you to get there. And so this right here, the visibility and the multi-agencies that are here is really heaven sent. So thank you so much, County Executive. I'll give you a quick analogy of what we're seeing here in the Langley Park region. I want everybody to think about your bad day. Let's say we all had a bad day in this year. Let's face it, we've had a bad day in life, but let's face it, we've had bad days this year. Think about how bad that day was in your life this year. How bad was it where you said to yourself, I have to leave here and start my life all over again in a different country, thousands of miles away, in a different language, in a different culture? How bad was it? Was it that bad? I've had bad days. They have never been that bad. But that is what we're seeing here in Langley Park. We're seeing people that are starting their lives over again with nothing. When you've traveled either to Philly, to Boston, to wherever, you probably call somebody and say, hey, what's a good spot to go eat? What do you recommend? Those types of things, right? Somebody say, oh, you got to try the Philly cheesesteaks in Philly. You got to try the crab cakes in Maryland. You got to try this in Boston, the lobster, et cetera, right? People give you advice, give you recommendations. Those are for restaurants. Those are for things that we enjoy. Well, how would you like to have a need for advice on everything in life when you're starting over again? Jobs, education, social services, health. That's what we're seeing here. You guys do not understand how priceless this really is for the community that's literally right across the street. This is wonderful. I cannot explain that enough. That is the need that we're seeing. We're seeing people that are starting their lives over, and because of one reason or another, either in the language being a major barrier, do not know how to outreach. This right here, once we get started today, from this point on, is going to spread. And believe me, we're not going to be able to get enough people in here to to fill those to fill all the needs that are out there, but this is an amazing start. So thank you so much. I just want to say a few words in Spanish because I know we have a lot of large community of Spanish speakers here. And also, I know we have Bernadette Vera with the Mary Center. Give her a round of applause because they're the ones who are filling the needs of the clinical needs for our community, immediate community. And by the way, quick plug, they need money as well, Mr. Executive. No, pero en serio, muchas gracias a todos que están aquí. Esto en realidad es un sueño que se hizo realidad. Por más de 10 años hemos estado pidiendo de parte de mi oficina, de parte de la comunidad, por un centro de servicios que tenga exactamente los servicios que estamos ofreciendo aquí mismo este día. Hay tantas necesidades en el área de Langley Park, no solamente con la comunidad latina, pero en general con la comunidad inmigrante. O pueden ser de África, de Haití, del Caribe o de Latinoamérica, por supuesto. Entonces, el hecho que estamos abriendo este centro comunitario aquí en el área de Langley Park es, no tengo palabras, sin palabras. Le doy las gracias al Ejecutivo porque esto ha sido su misión para proveer estos servicios para las comunidades que los más necesitan en nuestro condado. Muchísimas gracias, señor Ejecutivo. Thank you very much.
I just stole Betty's thunder. If anybody wants to come in from outside, they can come in. They're not there. They left. The rain got them. It is a great day in Prince George's County. Before I start, let me just say, I agree with everything that Councilmember Will Campos just said in Spanish, although I didn't understand a word of it. I'm sure he said I'm a great guy. Can we give Councilmember Campos another round of applause? You know, I think everything that needs to be said has been said, probably not by me, so therefore I must say something, especially since they wrote something for me here. I think it starts off saying, good morning. It's a great day in Prince George's County. I say that a lot, and today really is a great day in Prince George's County. It's hard to believe, and I won't go through everything on here, but this day represents 2 years of work. When we came up with the concept of the Transforming Neighborhoods Initiative, it was to address exactly what Councilmember Campos said. And that is in 6 areas throughout Prince George's County, 6 areas in this county, where if we focus the resources, time, and attention on those 6 areas, it would lift up every part of Prince George's County. So this multicultural center right here, this center right here, is just the beginning. And it's fitting that we start here, as Councilmember Campos said, considering the fact that people start a new life in this area. Afraid to get services, not knowing the language, not understanding the needs, but can come to one center where all of those things are there. Just think about it. Health, education, employment opportunities, assistance with public safety, all of those things. That's what we envisioned 2 years ago. That will change the way we deliver service in Prince George's County. The idea is not just to open a center, have people come in. It is to change the trajectory of Prince George's County, not for a year, not for a month, but for decades. This is just the beginning of what we are and who we are as a county and as a people. I have never been prouder as county executive than today, because it speaks to everything and all the sacrifices we've made over these last 2 years, right here in this place. If you can help me give the men and women who actually make it possible for this to happen, this vision to be carried out, our team over here, can you give them a round of applause, please? We have great challenges in this county. And today won't solve all of those challenges. As I've said before, this is really just the beginning. But what I can assure you, and what you can take away today, that as long as I'm county executive, that this administration won't turn its head away from tough challenges. In fact, we will meet them head on. That is what we're doing today. That is what we will do tomorrow. And that is what we'll do throughout this administration. It is a great day. Thank you for joining us. God bless you. And now, Gloria Brown, our legitimate superstar.
Good morning. I have the dubious honor of highlighting some of the people who've really helped us to bring this to fruition. But first, I want to thank our staff who helped to put this together today. I'm only going to say first names. Delia, raise your hand, Delia. Dee Dee, Whitney, Sarah, Ray, and Mercedes. And Claudia, I'm sorry. We gave them the vision for the day, and they took it and ran with it. And they were able to recover when the weather didn't agree with us. I want to tell you that having a vision like this is only part of the problem, part of the solution. It takes people who know how to work with personalities like these 3 HHS directors to make it move. And one of the first people that sat down with us was just really inspirational. He was very open and patient and dealt with all of our little idiosyncrasies and helped us to draft the first architectural drawings of what this would look like. I wanted to say thank you today to Roland Buramai. Roland, could you come forward? Another individual that was, again, very patient with us and helped us to move the project along, I mean, we really stayed on him. Floyd Holt, I don't know if Floyd made it out today. Floyd's the deputy director with our Office of Central Services, and he helped us to remove the barriers. When you hear people talk about 2 years, I mean, he really helped to remove barriers and make this project move, so we're really appreciative of that. And then Floyd had the great wisdom to appoint a project manager who was also patient. Thomas Barton was with us every step of the way and helped to with the construction piece of it, the drawings, all the permitting process. Thomas was there to help remove some of those barriers. Is Thomas here today? Okay. Another person we wanted to thank was Mazabo Hawk. We call him Hawk. Is Hawk here? So Mazabo Hawk works with the health department, and he made sure that the department's concerns were addressed every step of the way as we did the build out. Finally, I wanted to thank in advance Jenny Quash. She's the young lady who did the drawing, the mural. And we have a certificate of appreciation for Jenny. Thank you. Thank you, Jenny. And now I'm going to turn the mic over to Teresa Grant, who will do our closing remarks.
Thank you, Gloria. Thank you so very much. Now, well, you've heard a lot of wonderful speakers today. And so as the last speaker, I think it's my job to be short and sweet. So as you have heard today, the Langley Park Multi-Service Center is a wonderful example of what you can do with great leadership, a shared vision, public and private partnerships, and the support of the community. It is the essence of the Langley Park Transforming Neighborhood Initiative Committee. It is creating synergy within the community. It is our hope through this center that we will be able to, first of all, increase access to services and have better outcomes for our children, youth, and families. Thank you so very much for joining us, and we will now proceed with the ribbon cutting. And please stay for light refreshments.
That's really good. There was a late there. Oh, there you go. We needed an announcement. There you go.